that we see is really the number one is the behavior of Filipinos is they share too much. They have a lot of information to share. They don't just share it in one platform. For instance, I'm using social media network. I don't just share it there. So let's say if I am here in a particular event, the behavior of online users, they don't just share it in one platform. They share it with multiple platforms, with multiple information. They share it in their mobile. They share pictures of that event in Instagram, etc. So that is good if the information is relevant to everyone, right? But the problem we see when it comes to our Filipino users is sometimes this information is not really too much information sharing, and that becomes really a problem because that's almost giving out a lot of information about you and the people around you. So that's a big risk that we see. Sharing too much information means you become very, very vulnerable, right? The second one that we often see is that because we're managing a lot of platforms, we're managing a lot of access, we normally just use 2 or 3 types of passwords, right? And sadly, some of these passwords are quite intuitive. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, I love you, etc. So this is really posing a lot of challenge because as we know already right now, the cybercriminals are getting very, very professional when it comes to really inventing malicious applications that steals your information. The third is what we normally see is because we do have a very good broadband market right now. We have access to Wi-Fi almost everywhere. That's good, but however, we have to be very conscious of what information or what transactions do we do online. Ngayon nakikita namin dumadami na rin na nag-online banking, nag-online shopping, pero we need to make sure that whenever we do this, it has to be in a very secured platform and secured network. We see a lot of activities right now targeting this particular avenue where unsecured network are being used for very important transactions. So those are the 3 things that we see are a little bit causing us a little bit of worry when it comes to watching some of the online behavior of our market. Sometimes we only see the first action that these criminals are doing, which means stealing it.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes you will see you have to change your password, you've been hacked, you have you've been billed with certain dollars in your credit card, diba? And then we stop. But the problem is, that's the first thing that they do is just harvest this information. The second stage really is to do the profiling, meaning to say, is person X doing a lot of these transactions on a particular bank, in a particular online community? So they're also doing their own research. They're picking also the individuals or the organizations that they want to really do massive attack, right? So that's the second stage. Third is they will now get themselves very familiarized with the profile that you have online. So if I know that you often do shopping using, website XYZ, you do your banking on bank XYZ, then I'm able to really customize attack, catering to that. And that's phishing or certain other malicious component. So minsan, yun lang nakita natin, when it's stolen, I'm just going to change my card or change my password. But what we don't know is that they have already harvesting information about you. And you have a huge digital footprint, diba? It's kind of related to what I'm saying to you earlier, that we share too much. So it's easier for them to collect this information, no-brainer, right? So that's what normally the criminals are doing. Sana kung tayo lang, but sometimes they're also harvesting information with the people around us. So today in trend market, we still see that the biggest component to a lot of the attack is really us as employee or us as native users.
What are your advice, your recommendations?
It's easy for me to say click right, meaning to say that you better click something that you're really, really sure that's really safe, diba? It's easy to say that. I think that's number one, is really make sure that they have to familiarize themselves that the threat is all over, right? That education is a must when it comes to also keeping abreast with what are the new techniques of these criminals. So I think education is number one. The second one is having a trusted, secured, and a professional AV security vendor is a must. Having advanced secured protection, like Trend Micro, is really a must right now because as we can see, threats are coming in from many portions. And third is we need to really be very conscious of what we share online. Remember, whatever is online will stay online forever, right? There is no residual effect, and it will be there forever.